Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Jaipur. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but that's what I'm going with. It's for 2 players, ages 12 and up, and the average play time is about 30 minutes. Basically, each player is a trader in this game. They're going to be trading these cards in order to collect these tokens, and each token has certain point values on them, and you even get bonus tokens if you trade a whole bunch at once. Well, the player that is the best at trading over the course of 3 rounds will end up winning the game. So without further ado, and camels. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the components and see how the game is played. Okay, so I'm going to cover the components and game setup all at the same time because I can. Over on the right-hand side, you've got a whole bunch of tokens, okay? We'll start with this camel token. This is just basically for the end of the round. Whoever has the most camels in their possession will get an extra 5 bonus points. So there's that one. You've also got some bonus tokens here. There's one with a 5 on it, one with a 4 on it, one with a 3 on it. Let's see if I can grab a few so you can see what they look like close up. Alright, see if I can do that. Alright, here we go. Okay, so yeah, there's one with a 5, one with a 4, and one with a 3. There's a picture of 5, picture of 4, picture of 3. Basically, whenever you play 5 cards of the same type, or sell 5 goods of the same type, you'll get this. Now, there are different numeric values on the reverse side, and that'll change depending on which one you pick up. And players won't know this, of course, whenever they draw one from the stack. So you may get a lot of bonus points, you might get a little bonus points. I guess it all depends on the luck factor. Same thing with this 4 and this 3. If you happen to sell 4 goods of one type, you'll get one of these. If you sell 3 goods of one type, you'll get one of these. And again, each one has different numeric values on the reverse side. This is for end of round scoring. As far as these other 6 colored tokens here, you've got some gold, you've got some silver, you've got some diamond, you've got green, purple, whatever materials they represent. Basically, these are the different goods in the game, and there are cards in the deck that reflect these 6 different types of good. Basically, whenever a player sells goods of a particular type, they'll receive that many tokens based on how many cards they actually sold. So if they sold 2 cards of the green type, they would receive 2 green tokens. Whenever you're setting up the game, you want to put these in numeric order, in descending order, so that the largest number is on top with the lowest number being on the bottom. So you've got 7 here, and then further down, you've got the 5. So yeah, the 5s are on the bottom. On the greens here, 5 is on top, 1 is on bottom. So yeah, make sure that they are in descending order whenever you set up the game. As far as the cards in the middle of the table, what you'll want to do is shuffle the deck of cards. You'll put 3 camels in the middle, and then you'll put 1 on either side at random. They could be camels if they happen to come up that way. If they're not, whatever. But so as long as the starting 3 cards in the middle here are camels. Each player will also get a hand of 5 cards. Now before you actually start the game, you'll want to take a look at your hand to see if you have any camels. Let's do that now. Okay, this guy has 1 camel. If you happen to have a camel in your hand, or multiple camels, you just simply place them out in front of you like this. You will never have camels in your hand throughout the entire game. Any camels that you take will always be in front of you. Alright, so once both players do that, we'll move on to player turns. On a player's turn, they can either take cards or sell cards, not both. If you decide to take cards, you can do a few different things. You can take several goods, you can take a single good, or you can take all the camels. If you decide to take a single good, and let's just show you some examples. Let's just say this player here wants this purple one. He takes a single good, that's it, and he'll just draw from the deck to replace that. Very easy. If he opts not to do that, and decides to take several goods, he can do that, but he has to give back to the pool whenever he takes several goods. So let's just say he decides to take this one and this one. Okay? Now the player has to give back either via camels or via the cards in his hands, or a combination thereof. So let's just say the player decides to pay 1 camel and this green one here, and then he gets to put these cards into his hand. Okay? So that's the other thing the player can do. If the player opts not to do that, instead, he can take all the camels that are in the center of the pool here. So he decides to take that, that, and that. And then he'll refresh this as appropriate. And that's basically all a player can do when it comes to taking cards. Okay, as far as selling cards, the other thing a player can do on their turn instead of taking cards, basically they'll choose 1 color in their hand and then they'll play as many as they want. In this case, let's just say for the sake of argument, this player had, I don't know, these 4 cards in his hand, okay? And he decides to sell these 4 cards. Now what's going to happen is he's going to go ahead and discard these 4 cards, and then he'll take 4 tokens from the purple stack. So there's that, there's that, there's that, And there's that. And these numbers on the very top, and they match the numbers on the reverse side. These are basically the point values that they're worth. So basically, these goods are worth a whole lot at the beginning of the game when you're first taking them. But as you take them throughout the game, they're worth less and less. So after you take the number of tokens that are required, depending on how many you actually sell, that basically ends your turn. But if you happen to take 3, 4, or 5 of a particular good, you get a bonus token on the right-hand side here. In this case, we sold 4, so he gets the matching 4 bonus token. And again, the reverse side lists a particular bonus numeric value, but players really won't care about that until the end of the game. Now, it's worth noting that a player can sell only one good if they want to. However, there's something special that you have to observe with these gold, silver, and diamond tokens here. You have to sell at least 2 or more of those particular cards in order to collect those tokens. So if I had 1 gold card in my hand and I wanted to sell it, I couldn't do it. I need to wait until I had 2 gold, or 2 silver, or 2 diamond. Now this will continue with both players taking turns back and forth until one of 2 things happen. If the draw deck runs out and you can't replenish any more cards, the round is over. If 2 of these stacks of these 6 goods here go empty, that'll also end the round. At that point, players will take a look at all of their tokens, and you'll also want to award the camel token. Basically, whoever has the most camels in front of them gets this. But you'll add up the points on the reverse side of all these tokens, and whoever has the most will actually get one of these Seal of Excellence tokens. And the first player to get 2 of these Seal of Excellence tokens will win the game as a whole. Alright, and there you have it, a very brief look at Jaipur. It's important to note that I did not cover all of the rules found in the manual. This is just to give you a general overview, to give you an idea of what the game is like. So, what did I think? Well, this is definitely a good 2-player game, I have to say that. It's not as complicated as Jambo, which is another trading game, but it's definitely up there. I really like this one. It's simple enough to where player turns go really quickly. Vinny and I played a game in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if that. It didn't take us long at all to grasp the concepts. He was hoarding camels like no one's business, and he did a very good job because he had all these camels, and because if you have all those camels, you can trade cards from the center of the table without having to give up any that are in your hand. Now, there is a hand limit. I should have pointed that out earlier, but still, having all those camels available to you allows you to collect cards without having to give anything back. So yeah, he was getting a lot of tokens that way, where I was just basically taking 1 good at a time as I needed to, and to collect sets that I needed. It was a very close game, and I don't remember who won, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, Jaipur, definitely pick this one up if you can find it. It's kind of difficult to find online. I grabbed it for like 20 bucks on Amazon. That's where I would start looking. You might find it in a game store. I'm not sure how much it would be there. But if you can find it cheap, grab it. It's a great 2-player game. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my official website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.